What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I want to talk about what's going on with Tesla stock and give you guys a very important warning about tomorrow because we have even more crazy data coming out. So I want to break down what's happening with that, what's going on with SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and some big news that came out from Tesla. So we're getting more reviews from analysts. But before I begin down most information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them. And the offer ends very soon in just a couple of weeks. Anyways, now let's break down what's happening with the markets. Looking at Tesla, we got this very, very big sell-off that came right over here. Tesla was at almost 178 yesterday, and now we're currently at about 170. And the reason why Tesla sold off like this has to do with many different factors. One of them was CPI. CPI came in a little bit hotter than expected. This was not what we wanted to see, at least throughout the entire markets. This is why SPY is significantly lower right now compared to where it was like yesterday and such. But on top of all of that, Tesla also had this news that came out that analysts at Jefferies and Piper Sandler are seeing a 2024 sales drop. And this is some big news. The analysts for Piper Sandler are basically coming out and saying that they're maintaining their overweight rating, since Tesla should still outperform the market as time goes on, but they cut their price target to 205 a share instead of 225 a share, which is what their previous target was. They're also now expecting about 1.799 million deliveries in 2024. That's a decline of 0.5% year over year. They also expect their revenue to fall by 3.3% year over year because of price cuts and such. So they're expecting this to be a very, very not so good year for Tesla. And also, we have Jefferies analysts coming out. So they're cutting the full year deliveries forecast by 13% to 1.77 million units, representing a 3% decline year over year. And their revenue forecast has been lowered by 15%. Not the best of news. So, this is the news that came out. This contributed to why Tesla sold off a bit, as the analysts have very, very different views. And this is just what we're going to be expecting from Tesla, at least as we approach earnings, because a lot of sentiment about Tesla is not very positive after what we saw from deliveries. So that's part of why Tesla is down the way it is. One other thing I want to call out that is affecting Tesla is what the Fed is projecting. So we had the FOMC minutes that came out, but that data was kind of delayed. The Fed was very, very ambiguous. Some are saying that they may have to, cut early. Others are saying they may not have to. And it was very much just all over the place. Didn't really affect the market as much. But what is affecting the market is the current data, because when the FOMC minutes came out just a few hours ago, this is like kind of delayed data. This data came out earlier. This is based off the FOMC meeting, which was many weeks ago. So that's different from what we're actually seeing right now. What we're seeing right now is the Fed being a bit more hawkish. So right now, for the May meeting, there's a 96% chance that the Fed is going to keep rates the same. And for June, there's now an 83% chance the Fed is going to keep rates the same again. So the odds of the Fed giving us a cut have been dropping, at least for the short term. And this is very, very important news. If rates go up higher for longer, this could have more effects on the economy. Not the best news for stocks like Tesla, which are very interest rate sensitive, if anything like that. Now let's talk about some more data for tomorrow. What is my warning about Tesla? I have another warning about this. So for tomorrow, it's going to be Thursday, April 11th, 2024. Why is this important? Because we have PPI data coming out an hour before the market opens. This is very, very important. What is PPI? Just like CPI, except instead of being from the consumer side, it's going to be from the producer side. And this tends to be a leading indicator for CPI. Once again, don't forget about that. CPI was a little bit hotter than expected, and we had forecasts that were kind of hot. For PPI, we're seeing something very similar. The forecasts are expecting PPI to go up as well as energy is increasing during this time. Energy prices are going up, so the cost of goods are going up as well. Inflation is showing signs of increasing, and that's what we're expecting from PPI and CPI, and that's what we got for CPI. Will PPI follow the trend? That I cannot promise. I don't know how much higher it's going to be. It's going to likely increase close to expectations, but I don't know if it's going to be well above expectations, a little bit below them. It's still, if anything, like that. So I'm not 100% sure about what PPI is going to look like and how it could affect the markets. That's why I wanted to give you guys a warning about this. If PPI is aligned with expectations, Tesla could still rebound towards 175. If PPI is harder than expected, I'll talk more about the specific numbers in a later video. For today, then Tesla's going to get a rug pull all the way down to 165. My warning is lots of data comes out an hour before the market opens tomorrow. So if you're holding calls overnight, if you're holding puts overnight, there is a risk in doing so because you never know what could happen with all this data coming out. If you're holding calls, what if the market gets gapped down again because PPI is hot? If you're holding puts, what if the market ends up pumping and gapping up because we end up getting some decent data? That's why it's kind of risky. I want to let you guys know about the risks. So please be careful and be very, very mindful. But simultaneously, you could also get the direction right and make crazy money. So if you're holding calls overnight, maybe it's going to work out. If you're holding puts, it could work out too. It's all on you. My job is just to give you guys a good understanding of what the risk is. All right. So I don't know what Tesla's going to do overnight. It depends on the data. We'll have to wait and see. So if you're holding anything overnight, it's your choice. If you don't want to hold overnight, you could exit your position now just to be safe because we only have about 30 minutes left of market open. So, with that being said, that's your choice, guys. For Nvda, if we get a decent PPI, this is going to be very impactful for Nvda. Going to be looking for a push to the 200 EMA all the way up towards the 880 area. If we get a rug pull, we could be sinking all the way down to 845. So we'll have to see if we get a big rug pull or not. Nvidia dropped pretty hard and then came back up today after some bullish news came out that would kind of got in the way. So this helped Nvidia, if anything. We will see if this thing gets a rug pull or not. I'm open minded to anything, so make sure you keep that in the back of your mind. For SPY, are we about to see SPY bounce and push all the way back to 518 plus, or is SPY about to get a rug pull and start sinking to 510, if not 508? It's in the middle. It's in the dead center. Are we going to drop 4 to 6 points? Are we about to run 4 to 6 points to the upside? I don't know, guys. It really depends on different factors. If you're holding anything right now, you could hold overnight, make a lot of money, or you may lose money depending on your position. Or if you don't want to risk it, you could just exit your position now before it's too late. And this goes for most positions out there. If you're holding futures or doing anything like that, that's different. But in this case, for options, which is what the majority of retail play, that's where the risks happen to be. So we will see if SPY gets a bounce or not, or if it continues to sink. I'm open minded to anything. We'll have to wait and see. For the QQQ, are we about to see this thing push up to 442, or is it about to get a rug pull all the way down to 432? We'll have to wait and see again. As of right now, the chart's kind of choppy. It's very indecisive right now as we approach PPI. We will see what the big moves happens to be. For Aapl, we got this nice little push to 171. Then we got a rug pull all the way down to 167, a 4-point drop. Now we're just trading sideways. Will Aapl push back up to the 170s, or are we about to start sinking to a new low into the 165 area? The chart is still bearish, so we'll have to wait and see. But like I said before, guys, keep this warning in mind about the markets, and we will see how things go. With that being said, I want to end the video from here. Thank you all so much for listening. Just know that for Tesla, we are going to be heavily dictated by some data that's coming out for the next couple of days. And then we have earnings coming out very soon as well. So we have a lot of big stuff coming out for the weeks. So be prepared, be optimistic, and do what you have to do. I thank you all so much for listening. I hope you guys have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. And I'll see you guys very soon in just a couple of hours. Thank you for listening. Tesla to the moon because the long term is very bright. And peace out.